All right, final partner track of the day. That's a train horn, if you didn't hear that. It's been awesome. We're very excited to have Lexion here. We reached out to the team at Lexion because we believe they have something really awesome for you guys. I'm not going to go into it because we've got Kevin here from the Lexion team to share what we can set up and sell on top of your platform. Kevin, introduce yourself, please.
Hey everyone, I'm Kevin. I'm a senior account executive here at Lexion. I'm excited to showcase Lexion to y'all and how we can help benefit on top of your platform.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's get into it. We got 20 minutes like all the rest, and we're a minute in. Let's get going.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. So what we're going to be focusing on today with the integration with Lexion is going to be our deal acceleration track. And so by becoming a partner, these are the primary use cases that we tend to see when this integration happens. So a lot of the times being in the RevOps space, we tend to see deals, opportunities, or contracts, or however you want to call them, tend to get delayed, right? And so the primary use cases just instantly generate templated contracts from within HubSpot. Getting visibility into deal status, even when deals are in legal review. So oftentimes from a sales perspective, we never really understand where our deals are. And there's a legal black box, sort of say. And oftentimes we see that as a challenge and a blocker. From there too, you can be able to capture approvals in one place. So you'll be able to, if it goes into finance or it has to go into IT review, we'll be able to do all of that within the integration. And you always have the signed contract on hand in HubSpot. So if you get an NDA completed or an order form completed, everything will be stored within HubSpot there as well. Most verticals we sell to are companies across all industries who want to do essentially more business faster. Depending in terms of price point, it depends on the size of the organization, but we can see anywhere a deal size of 25,000 and up. Now, top three integrations, we see email, HubSpot, other CRMs like Salesforce, and then e-signatures, as well as DocuSign and HelloSign there.
Awesome. So this is SMB to mid-market to enterprise, but probably more mid-market enterprise.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Got it.
Awesome. And so what we're looking at here are going to be, when your clients are asking you about, and these are kind of should make your ears perk up when you hear these sort of words. So deal acceleration. So if you find your clients saying, hey, we're getting stalled in deals, or we always get blocked, or we have challenges from there, being able to scale the legal function. So understanding that, hey, we want to collaborate with legal more from a RevOps perspective and not necessarily pertain them as a blocker there. And then like we talked about earlier, increasing visibility. So just not having to have that assumption of entering a legal black box and having blockers there is really where we're going to see increase. Other services relevant to Lexion, if folks are utilizing e-signature solutions, your DocuSigns, your HelloSigns, Adobe Signs, another big one as well. If you're looking for, and clients are looking for templated doc gen. So what that means is if they want to generate templates and contracts directly from, contracts that they've created and templates they've created, they'll be able to initiate that directly, as well as task management. Other products relevant to add on to Lexion, HubSpot, DocuSign, as well as email from there. I'm moving on here. This is where where we're going to hop over to the demo portion, correct, Alex?
Yeah. Let's see what the product looks like. We like to show a little bit about your back end, things that we should know. And then, of course, the main thing is the integration with HubSpot.
Absolutely. So I'm actually going to start off from the HubSpot perspective. So I always like to framework it as a RevOps individual, so like an AE or, senior AE, whoever the case may be. Customer success is a great example as well. But let's say I'm working with this Yellowstone contract and it's up to 65,000, things are getting pretty serious. I want to initiate a contract for review to the legal team here. So in past history, we'd either Slack or email one of our legal team members and then hope that that gets, looked at and gets worked on. Now we don't have to hop back into different platforms. We can all kind of initiate that within HubSpot from there. So with this plugin, you can see here our Lexion plugin, where essentially if I want to submit a task, I just hit this button here, and then it prompts me into this intake process. Now this intake process is completely customizable by your clients, where they can understand and deviate, what type of request this is. So you can see some examples here. We have customer contract review, vendor relationships, NDAs. The most common from a RevOps perspective is going to be, your order forms, MSAs, NDAs, or customer contract reviews, etc. Now I'm going to use this customer contract review because it's pretty short and sweet, but I'll go ahead and fill out these fields. Again, these fields are customizable by you and your team. We can make these required, not required. So requested due date, I want this done today, obviously. And then the annual deal contract. Did I get sales manager approval? Yes. And then you can also see a lot of the metadata that's getting pulled from the HubSpot deal itself. So that way we can track this in both Lexion from a legal perspective and then HubSpot from a RevOps perspective. So pretty simple. I mean, I filled out the intake form there and that's it, right? That gets submitted. Now, I'll go ahead and close this window, and I want to show you what that task looks like from the legal perspective. So if I come back into the actual Lexion platform and I hit refresh, now that Yellowstone contract that we initiated gets put into the legal queue. And so from a legal perspective, I can go ahead and click into it, and now I have all that intake information. I can get to work on this, right? So again, from a legal perspective, I can flip things around and start working on this. I can assign ownership to myself. And then I can message Kevin, the submitter from HubSpot, and say, hey, under review, right? Now we're all on the same page and the collaboration communication's happening there. But now on your end, if you come back up over to HubSpot and you want to see, hey, man, I just, submitted this. I want to see what the update is. Now, I can go back into that plugin. I have all that good information that I see. So you can see here the task status updated to legal review. Now I know it's under legal's watch. I can see more details of this and continue to see the additional communication status where we're at within the process as well. So I can message back to, again, Kevin for this example, say, great. Looks good, thank you, right? And send that off. So all communication back and forth, especially if we go into negotiation with counterparty, can all be facilitated here.
Killer, man. Thank you. That was a quick and dirty demo. Of course, if you need a deeper dive, that's where Kevin comes in. We'll put his calendar information in the chat. But let's continue. We've got 8 minutes on the clock. 8 minutes down, sorry. So
got it. Thanks, Alex. So additional services that you can sell on top of Lexion is going to be really dedicated to our professional services. So onboarding, implementation, and ongoing customer success. So we are going to provide you the option of reselling a white glove experience when working with Lexion customer success team. We will provide you with all the necessary tools to be successful, right? So from here, it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward, where, like I mentioned, it's going to be a white glove experience where time to learn the service, anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. Expected hours to set up. Again, this really depends on the customer and what they're bringing to the table. But most of the time we see anywhere from 5 to 10 hours. And then service and project value, we see anywhere from 1,000, 2,000 for full implementation customization.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like this. So if you're brand new to the partnership, maybe for the first couple of deals, you just refer your clients over to the success team at Lexion. But once you get more familiar, once you feel like you're reaching that expert status, you're monitoring current accounts, you're co-selling with Kevin into new accounts, then of course you can decide, what I want to own that side of the implementation as well. and you work with the success team at Lexion, your client still just works with you. And then, of course, it's up to you if you want to sell the setup fee on top of your commissions that you're going to get back from Lexion as the service revenue or not. Very cool. Awesome, man. Let's continue.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alex. So some basic FAQs and sales rebuttals that we often see, and I often see on the day-to-day. How long does the onboarding implementation take? Like I mentioned, it will depend, but for most companies, we average about a 4 to 9 week implementation period. That can go as fast or as slow as, obviously your client's going to provide you with the right information. How difficult is setup? Does my IT team need to be involved? A lot of organizations have gone through the ringer when it comes down to this and have to involve their IT team. Being that the integration is already a native and existing integration, no code is necessary. So no complex coding needs to be help from IT. Literally, you can find the Lexion app within your HubSpot marketplace. You just need a HubSpot admin to install the Lexion app. Are there other CLMs I should consider? Few CLMs integrate seamlessly with HubSpot as Lexion does, and none of them will be as easy to implement or adopt across the entire company. So the idea of having that native integration and your team's already familiar with HubSpot is really an advantage when partnering with Lexion.
Killer. Anything else typical? I'm just trying to think, put myself in the shoes of the agency. We did time, we did integrations, we did keywords. I may think about that, but I'll come back to you. So why Lexion? Trusted by brands like Outreach. You guys have great G2 crowd reviews. You wouldn't be presenting if you weren't a great product, but the product is killer.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alex. And then moving on in, this is going to be the track that we're going to see becoming an expert partner. So phase one, we can get you into a trial stage. Obviously, this is going to be a zero entry cost. The goal here is to get to know each other and allow hands-on experience to test out Lexion and HubSpot together. Give a 30-day free business trial from there. Now, going on to phase two, this is where the implementation stages, and you'll have the option to sell some of those additional professional services from the customer success team of Lexion. So this is where you, like I mentioned, you can take advantage of the best-in-class onboarding implementation to begin accelerating your deal track. So from here, you can also give a 10% commission on every deal that you're going to be presenting to your clients. From there, we're going into phase three, 60 to 90 days. The training stage, this is where you can receive, if you do choose to use that option, you'll have ongoing training by the Lexion customer success team. Each customer and each of your clients will be given a dedicated CSM. So we're not going to give you a generic, support at Lexion or, an 800 numbers to dial into. You have a direct individual to in contact to reach out to. And then phase four, obviously go live, and then you're accelerating deals from there.
Killer. That's what we're all after. So you're able to work with me on a free basis to get that first initial contract set up, done, get one of my clients interested in it. So I guess the idea there is you obviously don't want me to buy an account. You want me to offer this up to my clients. And in order to do that, I do have to get something tangible done even to show them. They may not be warmed up enough to get on a sales call with you. So I have to give them at least an email landing page scenario and that sandbox, or at least that free 30-day trial I can use to get that going. And then we go through some more of the dating phase, give me some stuff, I give you some stuff, and then we're getting married by phase 4. It looks like that's a short cycle. We could probably get that done in a couple of weeks, but obviously we're all busy. We all got stuff to do. So give yourself a month or two to get all these stages done. Very cool.
Awesome. Moving on here. And then these are just supporting you on this new service. Like Alex just mentioned, we'll get a 30-day business trial going for you and your client. That way it's like Alex said, that dating phase. You get priority support. You will get access to support at Lexion to solve issues fast and then get the inside scoop. So in addition to those business trial accounts, you will also be added to to try our latest features and products launches before anybody else. So this is kind of the steps that we're going to take when a client is interested. We'll go ahead and meet Lexion. Let's get to know each other and the platform, like we talked about, kind of that phase one. Step two, this is where you can recommend Lexion, let clients looking for a contract management know why Lexion is your choice. And then step three, I mean, pretty straightforward, but we're going to get 10% on every deal, earn 10% commission for every client who buys Lexion.
Which, as you pointed out, 25K and up, that can be pretty lucrative. So unlike a lot of apps out there, a lot of products out there, the commission with Lexion is actually attractive. So we allow it in this circumstance. But either way, there's service revenue built in, and that's where we want all of you to focus. So we've got a few minutes here. I don't want to cut you off short, but we want to give you the time. So let's talk through some top industries, accounts, buyer personas, what a typical deal looks like from start to finish. I mean, what should we know? Yeah. Talk to me as if I'm ready to sort of refer this to my next client. Who should they be? What role in the organization should I be getting on the phone with? And kind of where does this all fit into my sales operation?
Yeah, most definitely. Alex, to be honest, we see contacts and kind of POCs from all over the place in different departments, right? Depending on what the overall goal is. So oftentimes, we get labeled as just a legal system. But as you can see, we're already dipping our toes into the RevOps space. So if you're having any clients that are turning a lot of contracts, is going to be your
one that's turning a lot of contracts.
Yeah.
Okay. So start with looking at how many contracts. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's do a little litmus test. If I were to compose an email to send to all of my clients today, just to see if I even have clients that this could be good for, what would that email ask my clients?
Yeah. If they're having any issues with deal acceleration is going to be first and foremost. If they have a big RevOps team, and most teams are, going to be putting a lot of resources into RevOps, and I mean, sales is king and going to be, revenue generating department. So those are some key ones that I would probably point out in an email.
So have you guys ever experienced lag around deal flow or bottlenecks or blank, insert your favorite buzzword? If so, I've decided to start working with the team at Lexion as a partner to help my clients eliminate those blockages in most typical larger deals. And I'd love to work with you, client name, on getting this first couple of implementations done. And in return for being one of my first, working with you specifically on one of these first deals, maybe I'm going to discount my services, or maybe I'm going to do it for free for you, client. And of course, it's not free. You still get the commission, but you take out that $2,000 in service revenue that you may sell to the next client. You get that implementation done. Then you go back to clients that didn't reply, that need this, and say, hey, I worked with so-and-so other client on this deal acceleration service, and they were able to see deals speed through pipeline at XYZ%, which unclogged XYZ revenue. And I'd love to do the same for you. If you're interested, head to this landing page or just book a time with me, whatever you want to do. And then once you get into this rhythm, maybe it shows up on your services page under RevOps subcategory, or maybe just service equals deal acceleration setup XYZ. And then you're off to the races. And now you've got at least the commission going, but hopefully by that point, you're selling the service revenue. Anything I missed there? We got 30 seconds.
No, you hit it right on the head. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And by the way, Kevin and the team at Lexion are just starting their partner program with this event. They do have agencies buying and selling Lexion, but this is kind of their coming out party for partnerships. So Kevin and team are not huge as far as how much capacity they can work solely with agencies or closely with agencies. So get with Kevin soon. Email partnerhub@lexion.ai so that you can get on this track and be one of the few that they really work with closely to get this going. So qualify yourself. If you're qualified, email that email and get with Kevin as soon as you can, because they'll obviously get busy and they'll be hiring for this in the future, but you want to be one of those first few and go to market together. Cool. Awesome, guys. Stick around. We've got a go-to-market panel and giveaways. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Al.